Well, hello, friends and neighbors, and all you trader nerds. Welcome in. It is a fantastic Monday. Glad to have you here. Real traders never trade alone. They trade with their fellow nerds. We got Dan with us. We got DB, Dwayne, Edwin. We got Hal. We got Ken. We got Matt Jolly Wally. Roll Tide. I remember when Alabama was a football school. Do y'all remember that? Now we're a basketball school. Isn't that
We'll
crazy?
let you know. We did just hire a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and that guy
Uh,
just lasted 1 year at the Seahawks. I wonder, did they get rid of him or did he want to leave to come back
I,
with his buddy?
I think he was probably asked to leave, but he was originally coming to Alabama.
Yeah, and then he
And
changed his
then,
mind and
yeah, which you don't blame him. He got a promotion. Anytime you can go from college to NFL, you don't have to deal with recruiting, NIL, all that nonsense that we have to deal with now. Um, and all you're doing is coaching. You don't have to recruit, like I just said. So
yeah,
should
back when
be fun.
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, he's reconnected with DeBoer, and so maybe that'll be good. We got Schwaz in the house. We got Sean in the house. We got Stacy in the house. Stefan and Vicky with a Y. Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing great. And Schwaz says the GM told the head coach to make changes or get fired. Wow. So the Seahawks loss is our gain, I guess. So, you know, we hope we'll do something with it. So that is breaking news over the weekend, though. But who knows? Alabama's a basketball school now. And can you believe Auburn? Darren Auburn, number one in the country. What the crap? Bruce Pearl, though, I always knew he was a good coach.
I was talking
Yeah.
to a buddy, and you probably don't remember this, Bobby, because nobody pays attention to Alabama basketball. But there was games where it was Auburn like 49, Alabama 37.
Yeah.
Division 1 men's basketball, uh, and those were some of the scores. Just terrible.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
now they score 100 points.
yeah, 100, Yeah, that's crazy. Um, And I did try to watch a pro game the other day, and it really is. I saw someone making fun of pros on Twitter the other day as being unwatchable because all they do is shoot threes. And I watched it for about 5 minutes, and I bet there were like four or five threes in that time, and they missed them. And I'm like, you're right. That's all they do is shoot the threes. And the pro game is horrible, really horrible. And if they want to make it worse, what they should do is give you 5 points from half court or farther. Make that a 5 point shot, and then they'll start shooting 5 point shots. Be crazy, but crazy stuff. Basketball is we're getting ready for March Madness coming up before long, and that is always fun. And Alabama and Auburn will both probably have a chance to do something pretty spectacular. So it will.
At the
It will
moment, they'll probably both get a 1 seed, which I can almost guarantee that's never happened.
never happen. No way that's happened.
And then I did see, and then I'll shut up for the remainder, that there's a chance that Alabama and Auburn could play basketball and football on the same day in November. There's an NIL basketball tournament that day, and they're in
Wow.
the same tournament. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think you're right, Schwaz. I think, I don't want to defame somebody here, but it wouldn't surprise me if Pearl was a little on the underhanded side. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Dwayne says, reporter, why do you shoot so many threes? Antoine Walker, because there are no fours. Yeah, they make a 4 or 5 point shot, and they'll start shooting those for sure. Oh my goodness. Well, y'all, we got tariffs, and more tariffs. Now, I got to tell you, I am skeptical of the tariffs, but I understand what they're saying. They're saying in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, we didn't have an income tax. And that's how the United States was fully financed. And Andrew Jackson, who was an Indian killer, he basically paid off the $60 million debt of the United States just from tariffs. There were no income taxes during the time. He paid off the debt fully with tariffs. So I get it. If you're going to get away from the income tax, can you imagine if corporations and individuals didn't have to pay income tax in the United States of America, and it was like drill baby drill, but work baby work, and you make all the money and you don't have any you don't have any uh, income tax, that would be really, really good. Right. So I'm willing to give him some slack, even though I am skeptical of it, because I'm thinking in the short term, it's going to make prices rise. Right. But I think long term, what he says is, hey, let's start making things in the U.S. And if we're going to buy other people's stuff, we'll slap a tariff on it. And then if I don't have to pay an income tax and my companies don't have to pay an income tax, that's pretty attractive. But we want to make sure that prices are not just overly inflated on everything. Yeah, Schwartz says the EU has a VAT tax, value added tax, which is a tariff. So I'm interested to see what happens. And if you can use tariffs to negotiate with other countries, and you can give some countries good, economic reasons to do business with because they're helping us in another area, I'm all for it. So I'm willing to give him a little bit of slack on this. Willing to give him a little bit of slack. So let's see how it goes in the interim. Now, people are saying, that our gas is going to go up and everything's going to go up. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. And it's like you say, Mexico blinked already. And Canada, Trump is speaking with Trudeau at 3 o'clock today. And I got a feeling that Canada is going to blink too. So it's kind of good. I mean, you hate a bully being in the White House, so to speak, but it's kind of good when you're dealing with other countries and stuff. He's kind of bullying them into doing what he wants them to do. It's kind of, I don't know, it's a little refreshing to see instead of us being, just passive on so many things. At least he's active. So I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, even though I'm skeptical. I'm highly skeptical. We'll see. The CEO of Hyundai said they are opening more manufacturing jobs in Alabama and Georgia. So more U.S. jobs. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's get us some jobs here. It would be nice to see industry come back here. I live in Bowden, Georgia, and Bowden, Georgia used to be a hub for clothing, in particular men's clothing. And it made, I know, a lot of clothing for the military as well here in Little Bowden, Georgia. It was a textile town, and that has basically gone away. Would it be cool to see textile manufacturing return to our little town of Bowden? Yeah, that would be cool to see a lot of jobs. And like you can still hear at lunchtime and at break time, the whistle blow. They blow a whistle when it's time for your lunch. They blow a whistle, it's time for your break. It's kind of cool. And blow another whistle when it's time for you to get back to work. So it would be neat to have that accompanied by a lot of employees here in the old United States of America. So we'll see. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, and I'll sit here and I'll pay a little dollar extra for best coffee if we get the border shut down and get some other policies in place that will give more of our citizens jobs. Yeah. Oh, your wife's family is from West Point, Georgia. West Point, Georgia. That's where isn't that a Kia plant? Beth, isn't it Kia that has a plant in West Georgia, West Point, Georgia? I think so, around there. Yeah, West Point. So very, very cool. So we'll see if we get a lot more jobs coming to America. LaGrange is where it's at, right? And LaGrange is like kind of close to West Point, I think, around in that area. So yeah, let's see what happens. So anyway, my buddy was scalping today, and I was on the call with him. Bowden, Georgia to Savro Row of Georgia. Yep, but you spell it O-N instead of like Bobby Bowden with an E-N, B-O-W-D-O-N. So let's see, my friend was scalping today. Oh, Canadians won't soon forget being bullied. I work for an American company, and many people here are quite pissed about this situation. We work best when we keep our friendship friendly. Yeah, and I heard that the Canadians were at a hockey game were booing when the old Star Spangled Banner was sung the other day. So we hate to see our, Canadian friends all upset. You would think there's easier ways to negotiate than, threatening, tariffs and retaliation and all that. But, and then claiming Canada to be the 51st state. I'm sure that doesn't sit good with a lot of Canadians as well. So yeah, we want to be friendly. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to what's going on. It's really It's really different. So we'll see. I'm like I say, I'm skeptical but hopeful. So we'll see. T Grump is not a bully. He is not rolling over to the other nations. Yeah, he's not rolling over. That's for sure. He's definitely got his. He's definitely opinionated and doesn't mind shaking things up. And I think we're going to be in for a lot of these kind of shaky markets. And I think probably after 3 o'clock today, when we talk with Trudeau, we're probably going to have another rip up higher in the market like we did when they talked with Mexico. But my friend, when the market was down big today, he was scalping to the long side. It's amazing. And he was up. Y'all ready for this? I traded with him this morning. Now, I didn't take the trades. I should have, because he had already done pretty well by the time I came in with him. But his scalping today, I won't ask him, Dwayne. I really am. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna ask him, see if he really wants to be public about it or whatever, to at least come on in one of our little Muscadine Mafia sessions. But it was he was up $45,000 today. $45,000. And it was kind of neat. He told me, now y'all may find this interesting. He said, Bobby, do you average into your trades? And I said, no. He said, well, that's going to be a problem. He says, because you're going to have to. He said, you at least need to go up to 2 or 3 micro contracts, because when it initially goes against him, what he'll do is he'll say, that's a big red candle, so I'm going long. And he keeps going red. He said, well, I got in early. And then he'll sell another, or he'll buy another contract. Then he's in 2. And I saw him today get up to 4 contracts on NASDAQ. And at the same time, simultaneously, he had 5 contracts on E-minis. Those are big positions. He doesn't have a written plan. He wings it, but it's very, like, it's thought out. It's well thought out. It's really well thought out. It's like, okay, look, he told me, he said, look at CCI. He said, this thing's about to dump. And sure enough, the thing dumped. And he's like, look at the 8 and the 21. This is a crossover. He said, it's about to dump. It would dump. And it was pretty amazing to see him, making these calls in real time. So, it's very fascinating. I mean, can you imagine? And when, I don't want us all to get the FOMO like we talked about, but it is interesting to see if we could learn from him to make $45,000 in a day on a couple of contracts of NQ, ES, and then Bitcoin. He does really well on Bitcoin, but I'm not interested in Bitcoin for some reason. I don't understand it. I understand stocks and how they respond to things pretty much. So he did say you need the news in the background, so I've been looking at Financial Juice, looking at something. And at one point he saw a big candle. He said, must be news. And I looked at Financial Juice, and sure enough, that's when the Mexico thing came out that, hey, they're going to pause the tariffs for a month and that there were negotiations. So what indicator is for a crossover reversal is he using? He's only using, let me just show you kind of what we've got here. So he looks at the 5-minute chart, he looks at the 1-minute chart, and then he looks at the 15-second chart, where he really loves the 15-second chart, right? He really loves the 15-second. And so, like on this candle right here, even though everything looking up, right, he would probably have shorted right in here. And then he's going to make, 10 points or so, or 20. He'll make 20 points there, and then he'll say, okay, go back up again. And then the darn thing will go back up, and he'll short it again. And then if there's a big red candle, he starts seeing red candles, he would have probably went long. He would have looked at probably previous support resistance over here, and he would have probably gone long when it got back into this area here, and would have done. He just does it over and over and over. So he may have 150 trades for, is there a point where he takes the loss? Yes. So today, he gave up $4,000 on NQ after he found out that there was news. So he had shorted on a big green candle, Then he found out that it was news that was making the price go up. And so he got out of that trade because he didn't want to fight the news. And the news was that they were going to delay, delay the thing. So, and he got out in a great time, which might have been right here. Here's where I went in, y'all. Y'all see where I went in? I did it with him. Here's where he went in. I can show you at least one trade he made here. See where you can see where I went long on this big. This is a 5-minute chart, and you see the big down candle on the 5-minute. So we went long here and got out on this big candle. Look at this. I went short on this big candle. Now, I went short way too early. I went short about right in here. I should have held, but you never know that in hindsight. And so we were up. I was excited. He made $45,000 today. I made $93. Yeah. So my time spent with him trading today, I did one trade in the micros for $93, and I was really proud of it. Because it was cool, because I sit there and go, okay, big red candle, it's going to, and look at this. It does it time and time again. Big green candle, big red candle, big green candle. But then you say, I would have gone short here. Well, you would have lost, right? Then he would have gone into this and he would have added another contract, which is dangerous. But keep in mind, you're trading an account, total account value of about $2.5 million. So it's not that he's not getting overly big for his account sizes. He's not getting overly big for his account sizes, but but he definitely does take a loss. And like I told you the other day, he lost $15,000 in a day. So it's not every day that he wins, but I would say it's more along the lines of 90% of the days that he has these wonderful days, 20, 25,000, 16,000. I mean, I could just tell the numbers that he did last week. And it's really amazing to watch him, do the trades, because he'll have trades in all three of them at the same time. He has Bitcoin here, he has ES here, and he has NQ here. And he's just flipping between them and everything. And the cool thing is when you hook up your broker to TradingView, it shows your order when you're in here. It shows how much you're up or how much you're down. So you can actually trade from here. It's really, really cool to see. And he has agreed to speak to my Alabama class. I don't think we're going to do a live trading class, but he's just going to do a presentation, a talk to my Alabama class. And so he has agreed to do that. And I think he would probably do a session with us. Like right here, see this? Look at this big push here. He would sit here and go, man, it's time to short. So he's sitting there maybe watching this thing and it gets to 442. Maybe he waits to 450, 444. He's looking at it for a time to short. Is now the time? Let's see when it starts heading south. It's 443. I would be probably waiting. Let's see if it keeps pushing. When does it make the drop? But somewhere in here, he's definitely going to go short because he says a long, big candle. He's going to go against that. He's going to go against the flow. And maybe it's the 450 he does that. So 450, it hit the 450. He's 7 points up now. He probably takes that profit right there. Just that quick. 10 points. He's up $200 and he takes it, and he just does that all day long. I mean, you'd be surprised the number of he's a 150 winner, $200 winner, and he takes those little bitty things. But can you imagine that those little bitty trades add up to $45,000 in a day? Pretty amazing to see, actually. I think when I started with him, he was up by 20,000 or so. So while I was with him, he made about $25,000. And you're probably sitting there, yes, base hits, man. That's all he's doing. And you'll see his, whereas you see me over here with one little trade here and one little arrow here. His has arrow. I mean, he's just in and out. And he would sit here and probably say, look at this, Bobby. This thing is making a flag, but look, it's going to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, to the top. He gets back up to the top. What does he do? He goes to the bottom. go to the bottom, go to the top, go to the top. He would definitely probably be getting a little bit short here. Now, a lot of times you'll see the big guys, the institutional traders, knowing that you and I are seeing, double and triple tops here, that we're going to have a fall off. But what they'll do is they'll run this thing above as a liquidity sweep, right? They try to get everybody that has a stop here, and this thing will run up a little farther, and they'll get that liquidity sweep, and you watch that, and then all of a sudden this thing will go crash. Well, not crash, but you understand what I'm saying. You'll have a big down arrow, but that's probably what they're getting ready to do, because the big boys know, watch these retail traders. They think that we're going to bounce off this, and it wouldn't surprise me to see it go above just enough to get their stops, and then boom, go down. So, what do I know? I made $93 today, and I'm very happy of it. So let's see what the market's doing today. I just like telling his story because it's fun to watch. And fortunately, he lets me, hang along, tag along, and be there with him. But it's kind of cool. So let's see what we've got today. We've got the E-minis down 0.6%. We've got the NASDAQ down 0.68%. And look at this. This looks weird. Why does this look? Okay. Yeah, they're doing about the same thing. I started to say the aspect was wrong or something, but look at this. It's amazing, isn't it? You follow AD, and AD is going up. Market goes up. NASDAQ goes up. And then we look at volume, see if there's anything that we can get there, and there's not really. VIX is at 18. You would have thought over the weekend that VIX would have been significantly higher than that, but hey, now we're only dealing with Canada instead of Mexico. We got that postponed for a month to try to work that out. AD is negative 115. We saw it much higher negative than this the other day. It was like negative 220 and the market was up. So it's kind of good to see the AD and the market both down together. We were down a lot in our account earlier, but the market's come back after the Mexico announcement. So let's see if we can find out anything going on here. Did we E-minis? Did we stop? We were oversold. We were overbought. And now we are fairly priced in this fair value zone. So this normally shows us support and resistance, but this was news-based. So we had a big...
to make a new green monster.
Oh, you're darn right. How about that, Hal? I forgot all about the new big green monster. Thank you. Let's see. This thing's not even good anymore. So let's go to clean chart. Y'all I mean, the amount of times that Hal has like bailed me out of stuff is just amazing. I mean, it really is. So now let's see if we know how to draw this thing. So we'll go here. And we'll get this little thing, the extension, and we'll draw it. This is for the month of January. We'll draw it from the bottom to the top. See if I can remember this. I only do this 12 times a year, so we don't have to do it that much. So draw it from the bottom to the top. Then we right-click this thing, and we edit the properties. And then we want to put it from the top to the bottom. So the high was 6162.25, 6162.25, and the low was 58.13. 58.13. Okay, so let's see how that looks. We'll hit OK. Okay, now we go and get this retracement or extensions, and we draw it from here to here.
Right.
And then we draw it up to the zero line. Bobby is the day trader whisperer, and Hal is the Bobby whisperer. That's great. That's good for us. That's good. All right, so now we're going to move this thing to the 200 line. So we got to activate this little puppy, activate that. So we go to the 200 line, out right there. And then we're going to take the 100 line and we're going to put it right where we started that little pink line, right about there. And we get rid of that. We get rid of this. We remove the drawings, and then we name this thing, edit properties, and we call this January for February. We use January price movement to show us support and resistance for February. And then we make it all green because we call it the big green monster. You could have yours as the pink monster if you want to. So let's go look at it now. Now let's, well, how about this? So it does make a difference, doesn't it? This is oversold. This was overbought. So we're oversold. Okay, so that makes sense. So we're oversold and should, look at this, y'all. Isn't this amazing? I mean, how you draw these things and you go, how does this thing work? You know, how does it often catch these little things here? It's just, I don't know. I don't know how it works. But we're oversold now, thinking that we should rebound back to the 678 or that we might in the next 10 days or so even head back to the 6132. You never know. So let's look at NQ. We can do NQ. So let's go back to clean chart and we'll go to NQ and draw it over here. So we'll have our chart. Why is this out this? Okay, so let's get rid of this. I said, let's get rid of this. And I got so much space over here. So let's do our little thing here, our retracements and from the bottom to the top. And then we'll edit that. Move this over to the right. So we want to go, the high is 22093.5. 22093.5. And the low was 2702. 702. There we go. So then we'll get the extension tool. Well, actually, we don't have to get the extension tool. Look, y'all, when the little thing is in the same area as the 50% line, you don't really have to do anything. Just kind of leave that as it is. So now let's go back to NQ. Let's go to volume profile. Uh-oh. Well, let me go to NQ. We got to change it green, don't we? Okay, so let's get this up here. Let's edit. We'll name it. So we know there's January for Feb. And we'll make it green. Yeah, you could have the big pink monster. I just chose green. All right, so we are at the 50% line. So we are fairly priced here. Let me get rid of this. There was a Muscadine Mafia recording. I just have not posted it. And we were talking about scalping in there too. So I do need to post that. I'm behind. I've got 2 speaking engagements, one tonight and one tomorrow about investing. Like they couldn't find anybody else better to talk about investing. But investing, I'm good at. Am I good at trading? No, I'm a horrible trader, but I'm better than I used to be, I think. So this is doing okay. So let's see how our little account's doing today. See how our little account's doing. So we're down 796 today, up 634 on the day. Now, here's the deal. Today is the day, y'all, that we're supposed to buy more stuff here. Let's see. Understanding your credit, under an anti-co, optimize leverage, NASDAQ, and should be our little thing here. And so let's give Claude a little bit of information. Okay, our account balance, let's see, is 77,293. Our account balance is, what do we say, 77,293? 77,293. And it is February 3rd. So it's time for us to buy more PQQQ. Do not take into account the $500 that I am contributing monthly. TQQQ is currently trading at, let's see what TQQQ is trading at. Where's my thing? Where's my doggone? There it is. TQQQ is at 80.35. 80.35. And we own 377 shares. And I think TQQQ was up for the month of, let's see, TQQQ, let's go to the chart. So this is a monthly chart. So this is February. Yeah, it was up. It was down here, it went up. Let's see. So we need to tell them that TQQQ was up for the month of January. How many shares of TQQQ should I purchase today? Let's see if Claude comes up with this. It's been a while since I talked to Claude on this conversation, but he should remember everything. So let's see what he says here. Let me calculate this step by step. Base monthly enhanced dollar cost average. Remember, if it goes down, we buy more. So our base amount was 77,293 divided by 12 is 6,441. TQQQ was up in January, so reduced by 50%. So in other words, he says we're going to buy only $3,220.54. So that's 48 shares. Therefore, you should buy 40 shares of TQQQ today. Does not include your monthly accounts for January positive return. Uses current TQQ price. That's good. Okay, let's buy 40 shares. So let's go look on a good day to down. I wish I'd done it earlier when this thing was down like 6%, but you never know. So let's buy 40 shares. Oh, no, 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 no. What'd I do? Oh, I got the safety turned off. Oh, my God. Hold on. Hold on. We bought 100, so we got to sell 60. So let's see. Let's do opposite order. Let's sell 60 of these things. I love it. Oh my gosh. Hold on a minute. I don't want an active trader. I want on. Let's see. Let me. What am I doing? Let's clear everything. There we go. So let's go. Let's clear and let's click on sale. Oh, I forgot I took the safety off. 60. Okay, so we sell 60. There we go. So we bought 40. So I need to get my spreadsheet out. See if I can get my spreadsheet out. My where's the main Empire 25? So we got to go to share activity. So we bought TQQQ today, and we bought 40 shares on 2/3/25, and we bought them at, let's see, activity. We bought it at 80, filled at 80.25. And look at this. I sold it at 80.26. How does daddy make a penny on a share on 60 shares of thing? That was good, right? So we bought 100, so 60. So we got 40 at 80.25. Let's check that. 80.25. 80.25. Look at that. We bought a lot more last month, didn't we? 96. This time we only had 40. Okay. So let's save that. Now let's check and see how we've got our things here. So our positions now are TQQ 417 shares. Okay, so now our calls are doing great. And now our put is not doing so great. Right? We're down 53% in that, but we still got 46 days to go in that. So that looks really good. Down 74 in that, look, 108. Those are doing great. So, once something gets to 50%, we'll see. Let's see how our 111s are doing.
Hey, Bobby, do you need to sell any bill?
Yeah, I probably do. Don't know how. Let's see. So let's see what our thing here says. Current balance of cash is 280.87.10. So I bought how many shares? I bought, let's see what the clause said, 3,000. I need to get rid of $3,000 worth of bill. Let's see. So we bought 3,220. That's what we need to get rid of a bill now. 3,220 divided by the price of bill. Do y'all see how you've got to be greatly successful in everything you've done, because he has an attention to detail that is unmatched. I mean, it really is good. It's a great thing to have. So let's see how Bill's doing. Let's see. Bill is going for 91.44. 91.44 divided by 91.44 equals. So we need to get rid of 36 shares of Bill. Okay. So sales 36 shares of Bill and 36. And there we go. So now how much Bill do we have? Let's see. Positions, Bill. We got 477 shares of Bill. We got 417 shares of there. We've got a covered strangle, right? Call and put, and we've got an extra put or an extra call. That's a good thing to have today. So that's good. We're liking the covered calls, and we've got 111s. Let's see. Our naked put is still up even on today's action. Look at that. So once that gets 50%, we'll take it off. We'll have 3 put debit spreads, all with over 100 days to go. Good. And let's see how our little hedge is doing today. So here we go. And we'll move this to the third. That stinking little groundhog saw his little shadow. And let's go down to TQQQ. Everything looks good. Let's update this. We got $25,000 worth of protection to the downside. I mean, we can't lose. So really good. Okay, y'all. Good session today. We did a bunch. Green Monster. We did selling Bill. We bought TQQQ. We're just keeping the plan alive. That's our goal. And we talked a little bit about my buddy's scalping, which is done really, really well. And we're going to try to learn how to do some of that together. So y'all hang with us, and I'll get you as much information as I can. I'll share everything that I possibly can. So appreciate you all, love you all, and y'all have a great day. I will see y'all tomorrow.